Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And boy, it warmed up today. It warmed up yesterday was the start of this warming trend. Today, boy, we saw it in earnest as we look at a beautiful shot from our Sky-Fi Tower camera up in Lake Wenatchee. And how about that beautiful shot? All the greenery and a little bit of Kaler Glen in that shot as well. Some blue skies and some clouds out there. We saw a mix of that today, but I'll tell you what, from the Climate Center, we have a big heat wave coming our way for the 6 to 10 day outlook. We are above normal temperatures for the next 6 to 10 days and below normal as far as precipitation goes. And I'll tell you what, we are not just going to get warm, we are going to get downright hot next week. And we will talk much more about that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Wenatchee man who lost his right to own a firearm and had them restored by a judge 3 years ago is now accused of threatening another man with a handgun. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement has issued a statement criticizing King County for refusing to honor its immigration holds on 34-year-old Jorge Alcantara Gonzalez. He's that murder suspect who was captured Sunday after a 3-week manhunt off Blewett Pass, and more than a week after an estimated 1,300 people marched in Wenatchee seeking an end to police brutality nationwide. The Wenatchee Valley's 2 mayors released statements on Wednesday about that social movement. But first we begin tonight. A fire up Nahum Canyon about 3 miles outside Kashmir destroyed several outbuildings and burned within feet of a home Wednesday afternoon. The fire was reported just after noon and crews battled the blazes until about 4 p.m. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Fire District 6 Chief Phil Mosher says crews from Fire District 6, the Kashmir Fire Department, and the Department of Natural Resources assisted in keeping the fire from spreading to the home and nearby grassy hillside.
The initial call was for a smoke investigation up Nahum Canyon. The reporting party then called back and said, no, we believe it's a structure fire. We saw flames. So upon arriving, we had one old, fairly good-sized outbuilding, 3/4 involved or almost fully involved. So the first-aid crew was basically doing exposure protection, trying to keep it from getting over to the house. And then as other folks arrived, ensuing, it took out a pump house and then another smaller shed, and then it did get another old building that was in really close proximity to the initial building that caught fire. So we did lose a couple of buildings and a pump house and a shed, and of course all of the material within those. It actually burned on the ground just right up to the front step of the house, and the reporting parties, I think, got on water on that just to knock that down. There was a lean-to there that cars were parked under. It did melt some of the plastic on one of the vehicles. Other than that, that's everything else around there was pretty secure. It did try to creep out and go up a hill behind the house, but we were able to grab that before it got into the really dry grass.
A Wenatchee man who lost his right to own a firearm and then had them restored by a judge 3 years ago is now accused of threatening another man with a handgun. 57-year-old Gary Dean Harlow was charged Wednesday with first-degree assault in Douglas County over a road rage incident in which he allegedly followed another driver to a gas station on June 11th and accused him of cutting off Harlow in traffic on Highway 28 and Grant Road. East Wenatchee police say Harlow held a handgun in its holster and made numerous verbal threats to kill the victim. He lost his firearm rights over a 2014 reckless endangerment conviction and then had them restored in 2017. Harlow is due to be arraigned on June 29th. Police say they're also asking Chelan County to revoke his concealed weapons permit. Well, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement has issued a statement criticizing King County for refusing to honor its immigration holds on 34-year-old Jorge Alcantara Gonzalez, a murder suspect who was captured Sunday after a 3-week manhunt off Blewett Pass. Michael Melendez, an acting field officer for ICE in Seattle, said, quote, "This is yet another example of a resource that our law enforcement partners could have used to keep a dangerous criminal off the streets," unquote. Alcantara Gonzalez is suspected in the killing of 41-year-old Ian Eccles of Kent. In its statement, ICE documented the numerous times dating back to 2017 that Alcantara Gonzalez was arrested for various crimes and then released from jail in King Court despite ICE detainers. In addition, ICE said Alcantara Gonzalez, a Mexican citizen, was deported 3 times by Border Patrol agents between 2003 and 2013. He currently is in the Kittitas County Jail with yet another ICE detainer, should he be released at some point. Well, more than a week after an estimated 1,300 people marched in Wenatchee seeking an end to police brutality nationwide, the Wenatchee Valley's 2 mayors released statements on Wednesday about the social movement. East Wenatchee Mayor Gerald Crawford says, quote, "It would be reckless of me as your mayor to think that the status quo is okay. I know there's room for improvement in our valley, and in my words, will mean nothing without action." There were no arrests during the event, but Wenatchee Mayor Frank Kuntz wrote, "To those who attended with the intent to intimidate and create conflict, your presence did not reflect the values of the Wenatchee community." The June 6th demonstration was monitored by a few dozen bystanders who were visibly armed. Kuntz said Wednesday he would not expand on who he was referring to in his statement. He went on to say, quote, "Instead of choosing to let this event deepen racial, political, and economic divides, I encourage our community to connect with each other in constructive collaboration, seeking to better the quality of life for everyone." Well, coming up next, a popular Leavenworth climbing area has been purchased by a conservation nonprofit group. The West Kashmir Bridge is slowly being dismantled to make way for construction of a new bridge. Highway 2 overpass and a roundabout, the largest public works project in Chelan County history, that West Kashmir Bridge. And an influential sleep researcher who had his roots in Wenatchee passed away on Wednesday. We'll tell you more about that. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Nissan is the value leader in new cars and SUVs. Check out these new models starting at under $20,000. The all-new Versa from $17,020. The all-new Sentra from $17,400. And the all-new Kicks from $17,995. Now you can have the Nissan style, performance, and reliability, all for under $20,000.
And they're all here at Town Nissan, up behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Welcome back. In another news, popular rock climbing routes in the Icicle Canyon will soon go from private ownership to public stewardship. The nonprofit Access Fund announced this week it bought the rock features known as Alphabet Rock and the Ice House Boulders just outside Leavenworth. The purchase from landowner Scott Brower includes 11 acres of sites that have been traversed by climbers for years. The Access Fund says it will transfer the property later this year to the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Well, the West Kashmir Bridge is slowly being dismantled to make way for construction of a new bridge, Highway 2 overpass, and a roundabout. That'll be the largest public works project in Chelan County history. Last week and this week, crews have been cutting through concrete decks to make panels that weigh thousands of pounds. Those panels are then airlifted away as a containment system below the bridge catches any loose debris. When work is completed on the deck, crews will then start removing the concrete entrance to the north. The bridge trusses are expected to be moved in September using a massive crane after a work trestle is built above that bridge. The existing bridge was built back in 1929 and was deemed unsafe. The new $25.5 million bridge, overpass, and roundabout are expected to be completed in winter of 2021. Well, an influential sleep researcher who had his roots in Wenatchee died on Wednesday. Dr. William C. Dement, who illustrated the relationship between dreaming and rapid eye movement in the 1950s, was born right here in 1928. He broke new ground in the study of narcolepsy, sleep orders, and sleep apnea, and then discovered the 5 stages of sleep using EEG monitors to record patients' brain activity. He spent his academic and research career at Stanford University and wrote several influential books on the field of sleep. William Dement was 90 years old. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Aging and Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging and Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home-delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
The 2 hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with 3rd-generation EcoDiesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. 2 more reasons when it comes to buying a truck. There's no reason to leave town.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Washington National Guard has become a key member of the firefighting teams that are dispatched to wildland fires throughout the state each year. In tonight's feature story, Guard helicopter crews were out recently practicing water drops near Ellensburg as part of their recertification. The crews can drop 660 gallons with every bucket. Here's a look. right, time now to take a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. And as always, before we get to those details, let's take a look outside our weather window. What a beautiful shot moving up to Lake Wenatchee this afternoon. Kaler Glen Golf Course right here. What a beautiful day to be there, hitting the ball around a little bit. Beautiful blue skies as well. Temperatures warmed up. We talked about that being our trend as we made our way through the middle and end of the week, and we are seeing that now. But boy, what a fantastic shot up around Lake Wenatchee. High temperature today, and it was pretty warm out there, unofficially at 85 degrees. Our normal right now is 79. We started off on the mild side too, 60 degrees this morning. That's 5 degrees above 55, which is our normal low temperature. And for the third day in a row, back to that hot year of 1961, 101 degrees, our record high, record low 42, and that was set back in 1996. Sunrise this morning, 5:04, and the sun will set tonight for us at 9:01. Now let's take a quick peek at how your Friday end of the week forecast is going to shape up, and it's just going to get warmer out there. We're going to see plenty of sunshine for Friday. High temperatures 91 for Moses Lake, 90 in Ephrata, upper 80s for Wenatchee and Quincy, and pretty much mid to upper 80s up the Highway 97 corridor through Chelan. A beautiful day to be there. How about Lake Wenatchee tomorrow at 80 degrees. Surface loop now. Let's begin with tonight and take you through the next 7 days. We'll see partly cloudy skies around the area tonight, light wind, and once again very mild temperatures with lows basically around the area in the upper 50s, and you can see all the clear skies around the western United States. As we get into Friday then, mostly sunny, calm winds, and won't that be nice after a very windy late spring that we've had. Unseasonably warm on Friday as well. There are those orange colors indicating 80 to 90 degrees temperatures. That's what we'll see Friday. First day of summer. Here we go on Saturday in the afternoon. Summer will officially hit. Mostly cloudy skies. A 30% chance of showers now. That's been added to the forecast. You can see just scattered showers around Washington State. And then as we get into Father's Day on Sunday, yeah, we're going to have to deal with a little bit of wind. The red areas in the central part of Washington, that indicates about 10 to 20 mile an hour winds. It will be mild though on Father's Day. So if you have plans for a barbecue, maybe a round of golf, boy, please get out there and do it. Monday, sunny, and that'll be the start of a major and our first heat wave of the year. We are going to see some very hot temperatures as we make our way through the week. We'll begin at 85. Tuesday will be around 90 to 91 degrees. It's going to be hot all the way through the desert southwest and right back through the central part of the country. And then on Tuesday, we're talking temperatures 90 to 95 degrees, maybe even 100 degrees down in the Tri-Cities. And we're just going to go up from there as we get past Wednesday into Thursday and Friday. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. 60 our overnight low tonight, so still a nice one. 65, how about that for a low tomorrow night? 88 our high on Friday, and then a bit of a cool down with that 30% chance of showers on Saturday before we just get nice again. A little breezy on Father's Day, remember, mostly sunny though, and 83 for our high. And then as we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, sunny skies each day, and we will just warm up each day too. 86 Monday, 91 Tuesday, and 92 your high temperature on Wednesday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Few things strike fear in the human heart, like the possibility of a rattlesnake bite. Dogs can encounter rattlesnakes on their walks or in their yards, and being curious, often get bitten on their face, neck, and legs. Luckily, a vaccination is available to help neutralize venom so dogs experience less pain and swelling. Even if your dog has received a vaccine, you still need to seek immediate help. Dr. Shauna Bayes and the staff of Paws and Claws care about your pet's health. Call 888-PAWS to schedule your vaccination today.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it on the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you, staying home and staying healthy. Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. The soap opera that has become Major League Baseball continues. Strike up the violins. Just when we thought fences were mended between the two sides, management and players, we realize there's still major holes in those fences. Word came out Wednesday afternoon that Major League Baseball and its players were agreeable to a new proposal of a 60-game schedule with players receiving full prorated salaries. This followed 4 hours of face-to-face discussions between MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred and MLB PA Executive Director Tony Clark. Now, Clark came out last night and said the players want more games. Today, the Players Union counter-proposed a 70-game season and expanded playoffs in 2020 and 2021. In a statement announcing the proposal, Tony Clark said, quote, "We believe this offer represents the basis for an agreement of resumption of play," end quote. Sources told ESPN's Jeff Passan that among the details in the proposal are a 70-game season from July 19th through September 30th, full prorated salary, spring training to begin June 26th through the 28th, expanded playoffs to 16 teams this year and next, and a universal designated hitter for this season and next. That would take it from the American League only to include the National League as well. Now the ball squarely back in Rob Manfred's court. We'll see what ownership decides to do next. Well, as Major League Baseball attempts to heal an image tarnished by a squabble over money, minority players are stepping into the Black Lives Matter discussion. On opening day in 2019, of the 882 players on Major League rosters, only 68 were African American. The Mariners have 10 on their roster. Friday, tomorrow, is Juneteenth, the holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. On June 19th, 1865, Union troops landed in Galveston, Texas, with the news that the Civil War had ended and all enslaved people were free. In honor of that and the social unrest in our country right now, the Mariners Friday will debut Black Voices in Baseball, a virtual panel. The hour-long program will include Dee Gordon, J.P. Crawford, Shed Long, Kyle Lewis, and moderated by Dave Sims. Sims, by the way, is one of only 2 black play-by-play announcers in all of Major League Baseball. African-American players also lent their time to a video message in support of Black Lives Matter that came out earlier this week.
We've been told that our peaceful pleas were not made at the right time,
at the right place,
in the right way.
We've been told to wait.
But we remember when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. warned us
that the word wait
has almost always meant never.
We will wait no longer.
We'll make our voices louder.
For all of us who can,
and for all of those who could not.
8 minutes and 46 seconds is enough time to lift a knee.
To do what is right.
To say something.
To acknowledge the pain of the black community.
You have cheered for us,
but we need you to cheer with us now.
When we need you most.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
It's our cheer for change.
It's your cheer for us.
It's these cheers that will unite us.
One team.
One dream.
Be the change.
Seattle's Black Voices in Baseball will air tomorrow on the Mariners YouTube channel starting at 11 o'clock in the morning. Well, the University of Washington just received a large injection of talent via a graduate transfer moving to Seattle. Kevin Thompson, the Big Sky Player of the Year last year for Sacramento State, has decided to make a graduate transfer and play his final year of eligibility this fall in Washington. The 6'2", 200-pound dual-threat quarterback threw for 3,216 yards and 27 touchdowns in 12 games last season, while rushing for another 619 yards and 12 touchdowns. The graduate from Auburn Riverside High School originally signed with UNLV in 2014 and transferred the following season to Sacramento State. Now he's coming closer to home. Strangely, the team Thompson played for is scheduled to be in Seattle to play at Husky Stadium against the University of Washington on September 12th. Now he'll be on the other sideline. Well, Mike Leach, speaking of college football, is returning to Pullman. Oh, hang on before you rush to that conclusion. It's at least conceivable. Washington State University announced 2 non-conference games against Mississippi State Wednesday, potentially reuniting Leach and his former program. The Cougars and Bulldogs will play in Starkville, Mississippi on August 31st, 2030, and then in Pullman on August 30th, 2031. Provided Leach is still coaching at MSU, it would put the third winningest coach in program history against his former club. So Leach could be coming back to Pullman. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And recapping tonight's top story, a fire up Nahum Canyon about 3 miles outside Kashmir destroyed several outbuildings and burned within feet of a home Wednesday afternoon. The fire was reported just after noon, and crews battled the blazes until about 4 p.m. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Fire District 6 Chief Phil Mosher said crews from Fire District 6, the Kashmir Fire Department, and the Department of Natural Resources all assisted in keeping the fire from spreading to the home and nearby grassy hillside. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Much, Grant. Tomorrow, Friday, is the last full day of spring 2020. The summer solstice happens at 2:43 on Saturday afternoon. And like we always do on solstices and equinoxes, the Dirt Diva Bonnie Orr will be my very special guest on a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And Grant, on behalf of the entire staff here at the NCWLIFE channel, you've been working hard. You've been working really hard. We appreciate your efforts. I want you to take Friday off, and I want you to enjoy an extended weekend. All right, Grant? That's a personal request from me to you. Till then, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Will do, Dan. Thanks. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
This is Caitlin Hedersheet, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray McNeil.